Hello everyone, my name is Gurpreet Kaur and I am a biology educator. So today I will be taking up the topic cell, that is the structural and functional unit of life. This session will be conducted in both English and Hindi language for better understanding and clarity. So let's talk about the definition of cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Life here means living organisms that exist on earth. So all living organisms, they have a basic unit called cell. Organisms, it can be a very small size amoeba or very large size elephant or a giraffe. All are made up of cells. Alright. The difference is that some have only single cell like amoeba, while others like humans, we have millions and trillions of cells in our body. So you talk about any living organisms that you see on the earth. It can be a bacteria, algae, fungi, plants, paramecium, giraffe. Each and every organism is made up of cell. इसीलिए सेल को स्ट्रक्चरल यूनिट बोला गया है क्योंकि सेल इज बेसिकली प्रोवाइडिंग द स्ट्रक्चर टू द ऑर्गेनिज्म. Structure meaning it is providing a basic body plan to the organism. Why the cell is called the functional unit of life? All the processes happening inside our body like digestion, breathing, excretion, movement, all these processes are possible because of cell. So the function of the body depends on the activities of cell. That is why cell is also called the functional unit of life. So I hope now it's clear that why it is called structural and functional unit of life. Alright. Okay. Now अब आप सोचो कि ऑर्गन्स हमारी बॉडी में कैसे बने. अब आप ये सोच सकते हो ऑर्गन जैसे हम देखते हैं हार्ट है, किडनी है, लिवर है, ये कैसे बने. तो इन सब की शुरुआत एक सिंगल सेल से होती है. राइट. देयर इज़ अ सिंगल सेल इनिशियली. Group of cells join together to form tissue. So group of cells will join together to form tissue. Now these tissue, they will further join together to form organs, and when the organs join together they will form organ system. अब organs तो आपको clear है, जैसे liver is an organ, heart, your kidney. Now what do you mean by organ system? See, एक simple example आपको देके मैं समझाती हूँ. आपने breathing करनी है. You inhale the air through your nose. From nose the air goes to windpipe. From windpipe it reaches lungs. And in lungs exchange of gases ultimately take place. So here you can see different organs. They are working together. So a group of organs working together to perform a specific function, that is known as organ system. So respiratory system, excretory system, reproductive system, these all are examples of organ system. I hope it's clear to each and every one of you. So students, now look at this diagram very carefully. It explains the structural organization of organism, which means how a living body is formed step by step starting from a cell. So consider brick as a cell. Just like a brick is the smallest unit used to make a building, cell is the smallest unit of life. एक brick से हम इतनी बड़ी building बना लेते हैं. Similarly, एक cell से पूरे का पूरा organism बन के तैयार हो जाता है. Right? Then many bricks, see, bricks join together forming a wall. Similarly, cells join together to form tissue. Now walls, they join to form a room. Similarly, tissues, they join together to form an organ. Next, many rooms together, you can see here there are many rooms. They make a complete building. Similarly, different organs work together. Just I told you about how breathing occurs. So many organs will work together to form an organ system, just like our digestive system. Finally, this complete building, it represents an organism. All the organ system together form a complete living organism such as a human being or plant. So remember, cell form tissue, tissue form organ, organ form organ system, and ultimately an organism. Just like bricks build a building, cells build a body. Alright, I hope the concept is clear. Okay, now the question arises that who discovered and coined the term cell? So you can look at the scientist, his name was Robert Hooke. So Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered cell. You can see this is the first microscope that he designed on his own. अब उसने माइक्रोस्कोप डिज़ाइन किया तो अल्टीमेटली माइक्रोस्कोप से कुछ देखा तो ज़रूर होगा. अब माइक्रोस्कोप में उसने क्या देखा? लेट्स लुक एट दैट. So how the first cell was discovered? See, he went to a park and he observed an oak tree. From the stem, जो oak tree की stem है या जिसको आप ऐसे branch बोलते हो, basically the stem of the oak tree, the bark, the outer layer, he extracted the bark. Bark का भी उसने बहुत एक thin slice extract किया, that was known as cork. Now bark is also made up of many layers of cells. He extracted the cork layer. That is actually the dead part. He observed this cork under a microscope. Upon observing, what he discovered was these box-like compartment, and he called these box-like compartments as the cell. So it is very important to note one point here, that the first cell was discovered by Robert Hooke, but it was a dead cell. You can clearly see it was extracted from the oak tree, the bark of the oak tree. So it was clearly the dead cell. So if the question comes, who discovered the first cell? It was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. Was it living or was it dead? So it was a dead cell. Alright? Okay, we have talked about dead cell. Now who discovered the living cell? So the first living cell was discovered by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek in 1674. Now where did he discover this? He discovered this in a pond water. Pond water का sample लिया, उसको microscope में observe किया, and he observed that there was a cell that was showing movement. It was basically a living cell. और actual में वो क्या था? That was a spirogyra. You have learnt about spirogyra in I think class 7th also. That is a algae, right? So the first living cell was discovered by the scientist Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, who is also known as father of microbiology. And which cell he observed? He observed first living cell. That was spirogyra. Alright. So thank you for watching. I hope the concept is clear. In part 2, we will continue this topic. See you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.